All right, let me bring in Captain Sheila Kelliher. Um, Captain Kelliher, it's good to have you.
Hey, good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
So, as somebody who has to think about what the department needs and how it's going, you know what you're hearing. You are not a politician. I am not asking you to be one. But from the perspective of the people who do the job on the ground, is what we're seeing now something that should have been avoided?
Like you said, that's a very loaded question. It's got many layers to it because you have aging infrastructure built in an area maybe that was never supposed to have houses in the first the Indians and whatnot. They did a beautiful job setting up this beautiful neighborhood. But, I'm not an expert, but I'm sure some of those pipes in there are over 100 years old. And when you do have that altitude issue, when you have to go up those steep hills, it is going to be very challenging getting that water up there, especially when the pressure is low. So that all is a confluence of events that makes for a very challenging situation. And you add on top of that gale force hurricane winds. That's a tough one to stop.
The houses that have been right along the seashore, it's a bizarre sign. Houses with water running underneath them, but they're on fire. Why isn't ocean water used there? Are there aspects of firefighting that the lay people just don't understand?
Well, again, it's a pump issue and it's getting the water to the fire. So we're set up where our pumps are into our fire engines. So that's the water that we have to use and that runs through the hydrant. So unless you had some system that was set up so you could extract that water, you can obviously go in and dip in with the super scoopers. They pull out water, but it's just having that portable pump system, which is just not feasible for that type of firefight.
Is there anything that you guys are going to need to get this under control, whatever, how many days or weeks that is from now, that you don't have and that other states should know need to be provided?
Listen, from what I've been hearing and what I understand is like we've got the manpower and the resources and the equipment coming to us. We're always up against those challenging terrain issues, the challenging infrastructure issues. But again, our goal is adapt and overcome, and we have a problem to solve, and we're going to do everything we can to do just that. So there's plenty of time to whine about what we didn't have, but it's time to just hunker in and get it done and work with what we have. And like I said, we've got a ton of resources coming from the Western states. They're already here. If you look up and down this base camp that I'm at right now, I see people from all over the state and from all over the Western United States. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, you guys, you've got cousins all over the place who just go towards the danger and want to help out people doing the job all over the place. I'm not surprised by that. I have one more question for you, Cap. I got a lot of people who believe that the reason they can't reach people, the reason that they haven't heard, is because there are a lot more people who died in this fire than we know about at this point. What do you know about recovery, and what do you make of the suggestion that we're going to learn a lot of bad news once these communities can be accessed to look for people?
I hope that's not the case, but in big tragedies like that or big, uh, catastrophic events like this, that is part of the formula. It seems like know that too is that cell service is really challenging. That's down, and as it takes a couple of days to get our arms around the damage assessment, we're going to have a better understanding and idea. But I do think those numbers are going to grow, unfortunately. But we have to wait and see, and again, work with what we have, not speculate till we know what we're up against. And just so you know,
That's the
that
right
fire
attitude.
out there, yeah, that fire out of West Hills is about 791 acres, is what it's grown to pretty quickly. But I just talked to our ops folks, and they think they've got the dozers on the ground. They're trying to cut a line around it. They've got air support, so they're really hitting that infrastructure right where it comes up to the houses. So it looks like they're getting their hands on arms around that one.
The West Hills fire is which one?
This is the one, the Kenneth fire.
Okay, that's the one around
That's right.
Calabasas. They're worried about it
Yeah,
getting near homes.
yeah, the Victory Trailhead. There's a big park over there where we hike and we mountain bike. That's right by my house, actually. It's probably about 4 miles from my home. So like I said, I just talked to the ops folks, and they said, hey, it looks like with the sun coming down, the winds are laying down just a little bit. They've got air support. They've got the dozers on the ground. So it looks impressive right now, but they're doing a great job keeping it away from the homes at this point.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.